So you know those moments whenever you're just like, I wish I had something to do, and then all of a sudden you remember, oh wait, it's Saturday. That means that person has another video up, and by that person I mean like that YouTube channel. But I guess a single person could do it. But anyways, that's the question this week. What are some YouTube channels that you really like watching? Because I like having stuff to watch. I've got to say some of my favorite YouTube channels. One would be Blimey Cow. They do two video types. They do Jordan's Messages, which are pretty funny, and I think it's supposed to be a joke show, but people send in like actual really serious questions, and that turns into really odd answers and interesting situations. And then there's also Messy Mondays, which for a homeschooler is excellent because these two guys are, Christians, and the things that they talk about, it's just like it's super relatable if you're like one of me. And by one of me, I mean like a person who was homeschooled and raised in a Christian background and has that standard of morality. Because they talk about God, the internet, and relationships. And if you've been with that channel long enough, you know that I just referenced a video where they talked about tropes of Blimey Cow. Anyways, I feel like I could have said that a lot better, but I didn't. But it's a really great channel. I highly suggest going and watching it. Another channel that I actually really like watching is Video Creators, and that's the one that I've been watching to try and help me get better at this YouTube right here, with learning how to create better content, as in like what's more catchy, what will get more views and stuff like that. I've not followed it to a T, which I should be, but I just haven't yet, and I need to because I'll be doing a lot better. But the guy, Tim Schmoyer, is really funny, and in an odd way, he's like, he's one of those faces and voices and people where you just kind of go like, "Aw, I like you. I want to see more of you." That's what his personality is. So it's really fun to just watch him, and then you get really useful information like how to create thumbnails, how to make a story, how to make a business out of this in the long term, stuff like that. It's really useful. There's one called Nerd Sync, but it's really cool. It's actually got like a high production value, and what it does is it talks about like the history and science and philosophy of comic books, and that's just really cool as a person who likes those three things and comic books. So you get to see like all of them combined into one thing, and it just like hits all of the notes inside of me that go yay. And so it's really good. I would like 100% tell you to check that out, which is I guess why I'm adding it in the video in the first place, right? Is because I think you should check it out. Oh, and Mike Rowe's YouTube channel is actually like really cool. So what Mike Rowe does is he creates a weekly story, kind of like a short history that almost sounds kind of made up almost in his own words. So it's kind of like history of people told in his words. All right, that's the best way I can think of describing it. And he's actually like a really excellent speaker and writer, and it's really cool to listen to that. It's also a podcast actually, and it's called The Way I Heard It. And that's really cool. Just like plug in, listen to the story of somebody. He did one person it wasn't Frank Capra, but it was somebody associated with It's a Wonderful Life once, and it was really cool and good. And it's just really neat because it's a story. That's all. He's just talking about a story. That's it. But about people, and typically with a purpose, which makes everything better if it's with purpose. Anyways, those are like my YouTube channels that are like watching a lot. Most of them post pretty regularly, except for NerdSync. NerdSync doesn't really post that often. Blimey Cow posts the most regularly. But what are your favorite YouTube channels to watch, whether they post regularly or not? I wanted to do ones that were pretty regular for you guys, just so if you wanted to check them out, you could go right into it and then have something to add to your schedule every week, kind of like you can do with this every Tuesday. I think this is up every Tuesday. I try and post it every Tuesday by 4 o'clock, but every once in a while that won't happen. I'm trying to find a way to get more consistent with it. Okay, anyways, that's it. Goodbye.